Tomorrow is here. Drama. It's in me pay adiwa. Makana miria babako. Industrial revolution. Apata Enugu. Okwa digital economy. Yeah. Agricultural revolution. Oh. Yeah. It's in Jekwa paper. The rock. Oporus or the man. The rock. It's a week marama. The rock. Quality education and all-round development. Yo. The rock. Our tomorrow is here. I say my tomorrow is here. Our tomorrow is here. I know.
Vice President Senator Kashim Shettima flags off Light Up Nigeria project in Southeast, just as PDP Southeast Zone holds its meeting in Enugu State. The program is Lion Building in Action, bringing you insights into the state government's activities. My name is Chika Ugu, and I'm glad you could join us. Sit back and relax. We'll be back shortly. In line with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's agenda of providing access to stable and affordable power supply to residents of the country, a power project tagged Light Up Nigeria has been flagged off by Vice President Kashim Shettima in the Southeast. The program is in line with the federal government's initiative to enhance power generation, transmission, and distribution in the country. The flag-off of the project was preceded with the arrival of the Vice President at the Akanu Ibiam International Airport, where he was received by Governor Peter Mba and other governors of the Southeast region.
Tomorrow is here. Tomorrow is here. Drama. It's in me pay adiwa. Makana miria babako. Industrial revolution. Apata Enugu. Okwa digital.
Electricity is a source of energy needed by virtually all human activity in various sectors of the economy. Nigeria has over the years contended with epileptic power supply resulting from obsolete and inadequate infrastructure and poor management in the power sector. Despite interventions by successive governments, not much has been achieved to turn around that sector for enhanced and stable electricity supply in the country. The launch of the Light Up Nigeria project is one of the present administration's efforts in revitalizing the power sector for increased and sustainable power distribution for the nation's economic development. The Vice President, who is also the chairman of the Niger Delta Power Holding Company, NDPHC, believes the initiative will end bottlenecks associated with electricity supply in the country.
We gather here today to embark on a transformative journey, the launch of the Light of Nigeria project in the southeastern states. This marks a renewal of hope for industrialists, for investors, and for the firms that have long endured the consequences of Nigeria's power supply deficit. When we initiated the pilot project with the Business Roundtable at the Akbara Industrial Area on October 12, 2023, we engaged major investors and industrialists from Akbara, Ogun State, and neighboring clusters in Oyo and Lagos states, who are sure of our direction in pursuit of the priorities set by His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And the dream under construction attracts us to this historic city of ports and industries. The Light of Nigeria project powers the hope of our industrialists and serves as a long-awaited solution to the power supply deficit that has undermined our economy over the past decades. So this intervention Isn't a ribbon-cutting charade. This is a calculated endeavor to re-engineer our economy, and whatever we design to oil the wheels of our industries is futile unless we stabilize the Nigerian electricity supply industry. Power is a sine qua non for any industrial epoch, and we'll talk from now till eternity about industries. If there is no power, we are just engaging in exercise and utility. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, I bear the mandate of President Enugu to assure you that the project transcends rhetoric. The Southeast is an industrial powerhouse, and its economic fortunes remains a critical priority of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The governor of Enugu reported a figure of 27 million as the people living in the Southeast. I beg to differ with you. Ali Al-Amin must wait at the risk of sounding repetitive. Describe the Igbos as the Nigerian Jews, geographically mobile, economically enterprising, and educationally ambitious. Beyond having the hope of the nation here in our midst, the hope of the nation rests with the Igbo. We are mightily proud of the Igbo. It's a very proud and industrious people. I feel at home in Enugu. Give me land, give land to the president with the word of funds in Enugu because Enugu is home. The practicality of this project is woven into the fabric of NDPHS's illustrious track record, a testament to their exceptional collaboration with esteemed partners such as TCN, EEDC, Enerix One Limited, and Gen Source Power Limited. This alliance has been pivotal in achieving the success we proudly acknowledge today. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd had to intervene about a week or more with the MD of the NDPHC over some dates that one of the discourse is spoiled. I said, no, we cannot afford to cut off the Southeast.
Implementators of the project are optimistic that it will provide reliable and affordable electricity to consumers.
The launching of the Southeast phase of the Light Up Nigeria project, an initiative of Niger Delta Power Holding Company Limited and its project parties to deliver reliable and quality power supply to industries one cluster at a time. I was privileged to have also attended and taken part in the pilot event at the Agbara Industrial Cluster in Enugu State on the 12th of October 2023. I was a witness to the charge by His Excellency, the Vice President of Federal Government of Nigeria, to Niger Delta Power Holding Company, and the project parties to apply diligent efforts to achieve the objectives of this project and promise the institutional support of the Federal Government of Nigeria.
I stand here this morning to assure Your Excellencies and the Southeast business community that the Light Up Nigeria project will have the dedicated and diligent attention of the team of Niger Delta Power Holding Company and its project parties, devising very creative and bankable solutions to addressing power supply challenges to industries in this zone. We are grateful for the support, the tremendous support and leadership of His Excellency, the Vice President, as the chairman of our board.
Southeast governors who threw their weight behind the initiative say it will boost the economy, create jobs, and upscale production.
The people of Southeast are hardworking people, very enterprising people. Unfortunately, 85% of the industries in Southeast are closed down for lack of power. And this is a zone that is richly endowed by God with natural resources. You talk of gas, it is in the Niger Delta Formation. the Southeast zone is part of it. You talk of oil, it is in this formation. Is it because of our inability to manage our natural resources, or what? The connection between generation, transmission, and distribution is supposed to be an internal protocol. It is not what we come here to discuss with the stakeholders. The simple arithmetic here is demand and supply. You give us power, and we will pay for the power. You have shown that over the years, that government after government has not been able to give power to the people. 9 months ago, President Bola Tinubu came to power as president, with Senator Kashim Shettima GCON as his vice. And all of us here in this room and in Nigeria expect them to solve this problem of power that have lingered for 45 years in 7 months. If truth must be told, are we being reasonable? So I think that we must wear our thinking cap and ask some questions, because this is our common patrimony. The money being spent is being spent for and on behalf of me and you. So the managers of this sector, the beneficiaries of this sector, I think you can be, if you create a situation whereby you are happy and Nigerians are happy. Can we allow for a win-win situation where power must get to our homes and our industries? Today, a bag of cement is 13,000. If we have power in Enugu, Niger State will be working. If we have power in Enugu, the coal company will be working. Our rail system is still working in those ancient manner because of lack of power. We are not here to discuss the need for power supply in Nigeria. We are here to tell some of us the home truth, that we should wear our thinking cap and give Nigerians power. From taxpayers' money, a lot.
It is initiatives like this that will drive our economy in Enugu and indeed in the Southeast to hit its stated objective in terms of industrial growth, GDP growth, and the eradication of poverty. This is because access to affordable power goes to the root of improving the ease of doing business in any economy and thus enhances private sector investment. In line with this, we must deeply thank His Excellency the Vice President as well as the leadership of the NDPHC for coming up with this winning strategy. It could not have come at a better time than now, when we absolutely need to boost our productivity in the country to strengthen our local currency and the economy at large. For our own part, we commit to continue to support industrialists and other private sector across our state to complement the undeniable boost that this program will bring them. We shall continue our efforts towards growing various cross-sectoral business clusters in the state, both by consolidating upon the existing business parks in the state and by accelerating new clusters, such as the special agro-processing zones.
This is a regional program. A regional program by the FPDC on the Light Up Nigeria. And it's quite auspicious that it's being held in the political capital of the Southeast, which is also where I live. So I want to welcome you as a co-host and also my home. My governor has spoken. He's a resident, as it were. Having said that, the one quick thing I want to say while commending the federal government and the MPDC for this initiative. I want to say that enough of the book of lamentations. I mean, I listened to the first few speeches and quite a lot of lamentations. Let's move from lamentations to solutions now. And I want to believe that this particular session, at the end of it, will come out with actionable, executable agenda to provide power to our people. We will know the problems, Honorable Minister. On Saturday, you enumerated all of them. I almost had a heart attack. The MD, long list of them and so on. Let's focus on getting the solutions here. In Anambra, we have a mantra that the solution is here. And within this room, and with all the people gathered here, at the end of this session, we come up with actionable agenda. And I said that I don't want to, go back to the issue of the importance of electricity. It's a driver for everything. You know, it's like the American Express. You don't leave home without it. Nothing else will happen without power. Yes, and I want to commend the National Assembly and our governors. We have done something as part of the solution, and which is removing electricity from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent legislative list, so that governors in their respective states can now create viable, competitive electricity markets.
In a way, we believe in the People's Charter of Need, and electricity is part of it. But we don't believe in good English and speaking grammar at all time. We believe in proper implementation of what we say. So I want to urge you, Mr. Vice President, and the stakeholders in this power industry, to believe in implementing whatever thing we say today, rather than coming here to speak English, and at the end of the day, achieve nothing. Two, you talk about light. There is no way people will be willing to pay for electricity with a lot of estimated bill. People will never be willing to pay. You must be able to come out from that cubicle, believing that definitely they must understand you. Nobody is ready to understand you. People are getting of age. They're getting to know that, yes, it is time for us to pay for the value of what we use.
Participants had the opportunity to raise concerns bordering on estimated billing system, among other electricity challenges affecting their businesses. The People's Democratic Party Southeast Zone has affirmed the nomination of Sunday Udokoye as the National Secretary of the party. The National Vice Chairman, Ali Odefa, who gave the affirmation at the zonal meeting of the PDP in Enugu State, urged all organs of the party to recognize his position in line with the party's constitution and court order. In a 6-point communique, the meeting reviewed the state of the party in the zone and Nigeria at large, and unanimously resolved to follow the Constitution. The meeting mandated Senator Sam Anyanwu to stop parading himself as the National Secretary of the PDP, having failed to obey the party's constitution during the governorship election in Imo State. The Southeast National Vice Chairman said the Constitution states that any aspirant who is a party office holder or executive committee member shall resign from office before the purchase of expression of interest form. In a bid to entrench sanity and restore peace, the party resolved that Sunday Udokoye served out the remainder of his term.
The meeting reiterated and reconfirmed its decisions in its earlier meeting, which A, asked Senator Sam Anyanwu to stop parading himself as the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, as he has relinquished his office by virtue of the constitution of the party, which has been upheld by a court of competent jurisdiction.
Earlier in an opening remark, Governor Peter Mba said the region has worked tirelessly for the progress of the party and called on the National Working Committee to respect the decisions of the party.
A call that has become necessary for us to deliberate on pressing matters relating to our party in the Southeast. As you all know, we carry the banner of PDP in the Southeast with great pride. We may have had what I consider to be temporary distortion, but that will not determine where we're headed to as a party in the Southeast. And we know that what has made us strong as a party is our unity of purpose at all times. So when we have come together as a people on a matter that affects us as people of the Southeast, PDP members of the Southeast, and a decision is taken, a decision considered to be in line with our party's constitution and the electoral guidelines, I think it would be a mistake if that position is disrespected, particularly, as I said, if it is guided and is driven by our constitution. So what we have essentially come here to do today is to reflect and to deliberate. And so let me at this point just wish us a happy deliberation and hope that at the end of this deliberation, we're going to leave here with a unanimity of purpose, and we're going to speak very strong, and our strong voice will be heard at the quarters that is meant to be heard, and the right thing will be done.
The meeting had in attendance the national officers of the party. We have come to the end of today's edition of the program. Please keep a date with us, same time, same station next week for another package. Till then, enjoy the rest of the week.
Revolution about digital economy. Yeah. Agricultural revolution, oh. Yeah. Esinchekwa paper. The rock. Oboruzo dima. The rock. Eziahwike marama. The rock. Quality education and all-round development. Yo. The rock. And tomorrow is here. I say my tomorrow is here.